in real estate in the Lowcountry, and with me is Daniel Cort. He is, of course, with Cort Lifestyle Professionals with Charter One, and of course, you do the Lowcountry Lifestyle segments as well, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But we want to touch on the market first. So, what's going on?
Well, it's been an interesting couple of months.
Yes.
I say the media is always talking rates. It's all negative. It's all fear. But the reality is, and you'll hear this, it's a good time to buy for sellers who are on that fringe, who can afford it. It's going to stress them a little bit to pay the additional rate, on their mortgage per month. There's also a lot of opportunity out there, and by that I mean, let's face it, elevated rates like they are now sidelines a significant percentage of the market by 40 to 45%. Less other buyer pools to compete with.
Yeah.
So what that also allows, or what that's kind of taken out of the market, is these crazy hyper-frenzied bidding wars.
Right.
So case in point, we just put a contract together for some buyer clients who got the home, wound up negotiating the home for $45,000 less than the list price. That was not happening when rates were at 2.5% to 4%.
No, I mean, you were going above list price most of the time.
Yes. Yeah, especially in 21 and 22.
Right.
So, if you can get the house for less money and not have to deal with that stress of competing and bidding wars, there's some opportunity there. Plus, even though you may get a higher rate now, you get the house at the right price, you can always come back. There's a lot of lenders with certain programs that will allow you to either recast loans or refinance loans when the rates eventually do subside.
Right, because they will.
They will. It's just a matter of time.
All the time. Yeah.
Yep.
So, interesting take on that. I think that's a really positive way to look at those things.
Yeah.
So, excellent. So we have right now your lifestyle, Lowcountry Lifestyle, is about parks. So let's talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to talk about the holidays, because of course they are literally right around the corner.
Yeah, we're going to do a holiday show. That'll be our final show for this year.
Yeah.
The parks thing was edgy. You live here 27 years, you think you know everything about the island.
Right.
But Hilton Head's just done an amazing job of rehabbing itself, becoming, the old becoming new.
Yeah.
Development is always a beautiful thing to see. When you talk about parks, we start with the Celebration Park.
Such a great
$20 million park. Speaking of holidays, there's tons of big concerts planned there for the holidays.
Yeah.
So, that's a huge one that's really kind of changed the whole dynamic of what's going on down there at Coligny.
Yeah.
You think of Chaplin Park, what the public access, the parking, just the overall rehab of the facilities there. And Bluffton's got some great parks. We're Bluffton residents. So you got Wright Family Park there. You've got Du Bois Park, the Oyster Factory Park. They've done a ton there.
Sunrises and sunsets. I mean, and yeah, they're still
some of the
continuing
best
to improve that even, I think. So,
yeah. Charter One just had our company Oyster Roast down at the Oyster Factory Park. So, and Beaufort has 9 different parks, and we talk about that in the show. So that was educational for me to see what a great job the town has done, and all that contributes to the increased value and desirability of this area.
Absolutely, for sure. And they're continuing to make more parks and keeping that green space. So obviously that's fantastic. We've got about a minute left, so let's touch a little bit on what we're going to see. Give us a little peek of what we're going to see in the holiday edition.
Well, we're talking with Jessa and Maria about putting that show together now. Our idea is that we're going to go sit down at Shelter Cove with Santa Claus and his sleigh, and we're going to talk through all the exciting things to do around here on the holidays. Some of the things that come to mind are the Dove Tree lights here in Forest Beach.
Right.
Obviously the lights right down there in Shelter Cove are pretty extraordinary.
Absolutely.
And festive. But there's so many great concerts. The Art Center has a holiday show coming up.
Yep.
We're actually going over to Savannah Theater, the oldest theater in the United States. For a lot of people that don't know that, they do a show called A Christmas Tradition. That's something we do every year. If you haven't done that, go check that out. It's an awesome time of year, and it's a time of year, quite frankly, that the world really needs right now. We need a little peace on earth.
Yeah.
We need a little time to decompress, and get away from some of the madness that's out there, and remind ourselves why we're really here. The only way to combat hate in this world is through love.
Absolutely.
That's the only way.
Absolutely. Well, Daniel, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much, and we'll look forward for that holiday edition.
We're excited.